Jafora Fox, let's talk business. And let's turn it up a notch. It's your time to shine with Jafora Fox. It's all coming together. Just keep your eyes on God and tune in. And let's talk with Jafora Fox. Hey, Jafora Fox. Jafora Fox.
Hello, 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 and God bless you. God bless you. And thank you so much for joining and being a part of the Jafora Fox Show. Let's talk business, as I am every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am here, your host, Jafora Fox. So I am so excited. Make sure that you mark your calendars for every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And hello, and God bless you. God bless you. And thank you so much for joining and being a part of the Jafora Fox Show. And if you would like to schedule a free consultation, you can go to my website, and that's www.jaforafox.com. I am a business strategist as well as a transformational coach. I also teach financial literacy courses and how to start your business. So if you would like a free consultation, you can go to my website, and that information is on the screen. And calling all entrepreneurs, if you would like to be a guest on the Jafora Fox Show, you can go to my website. That information is showing on the screen. And I would love to have you as a guest and spotlight your business on the Jafora Fox Show. It is free. So go to the website, click on that link, be a guest, and that information, put it in about your business, upload your picture, and I will be in contact with you. So calling all entrepreneurs, if you're an entrepreneur or you know someone that is an entrepreneur, pass that information on to them. So YouTube. If you would please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jafora Fox Show. You want to click on that red subscribe button, complete the information, and then you want to click that bell so that you'll receive the notifications about the Jafora Fox Show. So please go to my YouTube channel if you have not yet and subscribe. And thank you so much in advance. And thank you for sharing. So if you would share, because as I always say, sharing is caring. And then put shared in the comments, because at the end of the show, your name will be put in a drawing so that you can win a prize, a gift card at the end of the show. So put shared in the comments. And again, thank you so much for sharing. And if you would like to ask a question, you can also put your question in the comments, or you can come on the show. You would put your information, that information that's showing on the screen, in your browser. And how cool is that for you to come on the show to ask a question either to me or this amazing guest that I have on tonight. So again, thank you so much for joining and being a part. Thank you to my YouTube audience as well as Live Manna Worldwide. And to you, Facebook Live, thank you. So I'll take some time to say hello to some of you that have joined in. Hi, Cynthia, God bless you. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you. Hi, Michael, God bless you. God bless you. And if you would please like, share, and tag others in this Facebook Live, and share. Thank you so much, Yvonne, for being a part of the Jafora Fox Show, and thank you for sharing. Hi, Brenda, God bless you. God bless you all, and thank you. Don't forget to put shared in the comments so that your name can go in the drawing. So good evening, Calvin, bless you. Thank you all so much for joining and being a part of the Jafora Fox Show. Cynthia, thank you so very much for sharing. It is greatly appreciated. So tag others and let them know that the Jafora Fox Show is on. Let's talk business. And so at this time, I'm going to bring amazing guests for tonight, the guest for tonight, which is Julie JB Brown. Bless you, Julie. Thank you so much for being a part of the Jafora Fox Show, being a guest. I am so honored and excited to have you as a guest on the Jafora Fox Show. And you will hear from Julie in just a moment. And before I get to Julie, I'm just going to go over with you a topic that I have. I always like to provide a strategy of business as well as something personal, personal development. And this information as well is very helpful to you because as a business owner, you need this information. Personal development is part of being a business owner. So for tonight, the topic is don't be easily discouraged. And I know that in life, we all can and relate to being discouraged at some point in time in our life. So I just wanted to come tonight to say, sometimes it's hard not to get discouraged because it is a part of being human. And what I'm saying about discouragement is if things don't work out at the first sign, we feel like we want to give up. We get so discouraged. We feel like we can't do it. I don't want to do this business. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I'm just not going to do this. This is not for me. I made the wrong decision in doing it. And then we'll begin to throw in the towel and quit. And so that's what I'm talking about when I say easily discouraged. You don't have that stick to it mentality. When something happens, as soon as a situation happens, you fold. And I know your to-do list is a mile long, despite how far you've come. And you still have a long way to go, even in doing, because in life, we're always evolving. We're always growing. And even when you prepare, sometimes the path can be hard. And it at times can feel difficult. And you might think that you can't do it. And then we all have been guilty of this. We begin to compare ourselves to others. We're looking at what somebody else is doing, and then we shift focus on others. And then that makes us feel even worse. We feel lousy about it. You know what? I really just can't move forward. And then you give yourself this serious pep talk. You know what? I got this. I can do this. Go me. But then you still feel discouraged. And so I just wanted on tonight to provide you with some strategies that will help lift your spirits and put a spring back in your step if you need that spring to be put back in your step. And so the first thing I want to say is look at what's working. A lot of times we focus on the negative aspects of things, what is not working, but take the time to look at what is working. Because when you really think about it, there's more going good for you than it really is bad. Because especially if you woke up this morning, you have breath in your body, then you still have an opportunity to do what it is that God has called for you to do. And so when you see things not going the way you want them, do something about it. Make that change. Talk to, a lot of times I talk to many, many people throughout the week. Some people are extremely high achievers, which I am guilty of that, where, I'm on my own worst critic. I could have done all of these things and I'm still feeling like, okay, that's just not enough. And so often I see clients focusing on their limitations and their failures as opposed to their strengths and their successes. And so I encourage my clients to acknowledge and look into what is going well and positive developments. It can be helpful to take time at the end of the week and just reflect on all of the positive developments and wins that you do have. And maybe sometimes not every week you're going to have a win. But that's okay. You always have next week, and stay in the present, in the moment of that day. And so often success and failure are a matter of perspective. And so how are you putting your situation in the perspective that you're putting them in? So you want to cultivate a mindset. This is about a mindset where you see opportunity and progress. And truly, this is a vicious cycle. So you have to stay consistent and keep going. You can do this. I believe in you. And you have to make sure that you believe in yourself. And the other one, number 2, take action. Discouragement is most often the result of lack of forward motion in your business or businesses. Maybe you don't feel like you're moving forward. And so as a result, you get discouraged and you feel like you can't do it, which is the quickest way out of discouragement is to take that action, to execute, to do something. Think about who is the next person that you can contact, who might be able to help you, they can refer clients to you. How long have you put off those revisions for your website? How long have you put off that task and that to-do list? And what skills do you need to learn or refine next in order to improve your business? And so we should always be learning and growing, reading a book, gaining knowledge. And who might be the right person to help you do that? Think about that. Networking is good. Take the next important step. Start checking off your to-do list, and you will soon find it easy to recommit to your own forward progression. It's your own. So take your eyes off others and stay with your forward motion. And that's a reminder of what is possible, because it is possible, and every new action will bring new possibilities and your optimism and growth. So be a better boss to yourself. And so I just wanted to share that with you because, we get discouraged. So I don't want you to be discouraged. If you feel discouraged that you are not stuck, I do provide a free consultation. So you can feel free to reach out to me and go to my website, book a free consultation, and let's talk about it. And so at this time, you all, I'm going to ask some nice questions to Julie J.B. Brown here on tonight with us, you all. As I said before, a dynamic woman of God who has truly put in the work to make it happen. And she has some amazing information that she wants to provide to you all tonight. And so Julie J.B. Brown, she has credentials as an MPM, a CFCM, and a CPCM, you all, and she's going to tell us about what all of that, the meaning of all of that. And so her business is Steeple Enterprises, LLC, and it's a commercial construction company and certified female business entity, FBE, small business entity, SBE, and a minority business entity, MBE. Certified with the City of Atlanta and Clayton County, Georgia. So Steeple Enterprises, LLC specializes in interior metal stud framing and sheathing and interior metal stud drywall, acoustic ceilings, industrial epoxy coating, and under drain system installation for the City of Atlanta wastewater treatment facilities, capital assets procurement for the City of Atlanta wastewater treatment plant equipment. What an amazing, powerful woman of God that is doing some amazing things in business. So hello again to you, Julie J.B. Brown. So tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, I am originally from Chicago. I was born in Chicago and raised in Mississippi, and I currently reside in the Metro Atlanta area. I would say I'm very family oriented and I love to travel. In this particular season in my life, as I've approached, I think about 20 years in business, I'm a little bit laid back now. I'm really focused on improving my personal relationship with God. So you'll find me on my spare time, like Mary, I'm seated at the foot of Jesus, trying to read and study and see what more I can learn to get closer and closer to my Lord and Savior. Everything else, including this business, is secondary. I would want to go ahead and share that as far as business, I found the book of Proverbs. It provides so much wisdom for business and finance. And I was studying that in the 90s. And as well as some of the teachings of Jesus to the disciples, particularly what helped me was the story of the talents. I don't know if you know it, but if you don't, I don't mean you, Jafora, but I mean if the audience, if you don't know, it would be good to invest some time into studying about the talents. That was where I learned that it was the will of God for the believers to be investors. I learned about getting a return on a dollar from scriptures. I learned about integrity from the scriptures. And of course, through trial and error, I've learned to weigh my decisions in life, period, against the scriptures. And I would say that is how I have survived thus far, especially, particularly in business. And I just want to get that part out up front so I won't forget it.
Oh, that is amazing. Definitely right down my alley in thought. And what the Jafora Fox Show represents is God. That is the ultimate essence of who I am and the show. So thank you so much for sharing that. I agree. The book of Proverbs is amazing, amazing, amazing. Definitely have lots of wisdom. And the Bible within itself is just instructions. It's instructions for us as believers in what we should be doing. So I wholeheartedly and totally agree with you with that. So tell us about your business, Steeple Enterprises, LLC.
Okay. As you mentioned, we're a commercial construction company, female owned, and that is how I become certified with the city as a female-owned company and a minority business, as well as a small business that allows you opportunities to bid on projects with the city because they have a requirement for a certain percentage of female, a certain percentage of minority, and as well as some federal projects. We're actually subcontractors to general contractors. So we're part of a team that creates the entire project. And our portion is just the exterior metal stud framing, the interior framing, which pretty much all of the walls of the building, framing up the building is what we do, interior and exterior, and bring in the ceilings, the drywall, some cases, different types of specialty ceiling, maybe wood or something like that, but acoustical is common in commercial construction. And I want to clarify, we are strictly commercial. The water treatment plant work has come in the last few years when we specialize in industrial coating of equipment and maybe concrete or some of the structures, because water treatment plants have harsh chemicals. So a lot of their assets have to be coated to protect them in the midst of that. And that is kind of what a water filtration system is, something like when, our water and sewer comes from all over the city and it goes to those treatment plants. And it has to be filtered, but it's pretty in depth. But that's kind of what we've been doing. Periodically, we will procure some major equipment that has to be replaced over a number of years. They may call on Steeple to say, we need one of those big acoustic tanks or something, and we may procure that as well for the city. And that's what we do.
Awesome. That is great. In mentioning all of the things that you are doing and talking about is sounds male dominant. And I think it's so amazing as a female, an African-American woman, to be doing this. I think is absolutely wonderful, because it does allow and help others to know that there's no field that you can't go in. There's no field that you can't have as a business, because you truly are a living example and have been doing it for decades. This type of business, which I think is so powerful and so awesome with that. And which leads to my next question is, how did you start your entrepreneur journey? And even it being in the construction business as commercial as one of those, because you do have several things that you do.
Okay. I guess in college, I always wanted to have my own business. Didn't have any idea what I would be doing, but that was just always in my mind. So I originally majored in business and accounting. So that's my background, which is not construction, it's accounting. And a few years into my career, I worked at the Memphis airport, and I worked in the construction and engineering department, but my job was to track the cost, be a part of the team that tracks the cost of the construction. So it was an accounting position. And I was introduced to H.J. Russell and Company. People from Atlanta are probably familiar with Herman Russell and H.J. Russell and Company. They were at the airport working. And long story short, I got the opportunity to interview with them. And well, I got the opportunity to go to the interview. And so I went to the library and I studied up on construction because I really didn't know that much about it. And then I went to the interview and I really wowed them and I got hired. First stop, they just sent me to a job site, to a construction site, job site trailer, you know, the dirt, all that. In my cute little church dresses, I was out there. And that's how I got started for me. A couple of years in, I started doing side jobs while I was still working. And I will never forget, my signature project would be, I did a penthouse renovation for Herman Russell when he moved from his old home into the 5th floor penthouse. And that was my first residential type project. And I really enjoyed working with him. I learned a lot from him. And eventually I decided I wanted to build homes in Mississippi. So I went from there. I'm skipping a few things, but I went from there and I searched out how to build low-income housing using, back then it was called USDA, U.S. Department of Agriculture. It's a federal program for people to buy homes that are on low income. So that's where I started. And I used land that was inherited from my mom. She allowed me to get the land while she's still living. And that's when I started building homes. And I did that nonstop for 10 years. And that was my joy, of course. Didn't make just a whole lot of money because I was doing low income, but it was a very fulfilling stint in my life. So that's one of the previous businesses. And then about my second year in building homes, I realized that taxes would take a whole lot of my money. So I decided I would invest in rental property and building my own properties as kind of like reinvesting to assist me in tax liability, and just the wise thing to do. So I began to build a few houses here. Then I would, build a rental property, and along the way, sometime I bought a, existing house, bought land. And anyway, so I went from that into being a landlord. And after the 10 years, there was, some things that were happening on the federal side or the government side, that the funding was slowing down for those programs for the buyers. So it was one of those pivots that it looked like it was getting slow. So I had to, make a change. So that's when I went back into the commercial industry, which was where I worked. But this time I joined in with, someone approached me about, let's do a commercial thing. And I went for it. And now we're coming up on 20 years in all of this dirt. And I love it.
Oh, that is
awesome. Retired, but I love it.
That is awesome. Awesome. Hi, Dr. Nikki. God bless you. God bless you to each of you. And thank you all so much for joining and being a part of the Jafora Fox Show. Let's talk business. Have an amazing guest on tonight. You all that I'm spotlighting, Julie J.B. Brown, which is Steeple Enterprises, LLC, you all. And she has done an amazing job. And with decades of experience in what it is that she is doing. And I see this dirt that she absolutely loves the dirt. But you said some powerful things about study up. You studied up on the construction. And as I talked about before, you have to learn and you have to evolve and you have to grow. And so you have to take the time to study and read books about something that you may not necessarily know about. And I think that was awesome that you did, as well as knowing about pivot. You have to pivot in situations and things that do take place. And with that, what impact has COVID-19 had on your business versus larger companies?
Well, fortunately, at the time that COVID started, we were very, 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 very busy. I had really bit off more than I could chew, if I were to be honest about it. But we were very busy on some rather large projects, and I was tired. So when COVID hit, it slowed things down for me, and I was able to take a breather, regroup, and come back to the table. So outside of it being a challenge for the workers, because I mean, I'm not in the field the majority of the time, I'm in the office, so I'm not directly impacted, but I did have to regroup with my workers. Let's try to get the PPP, you may not that's that long, but anyway, the protective gear, get all that together, find masks. I mean, he couldn't find anything. So we were probably delayed a couple of weeks, and then we were back working. Those that wanted to work, those that didn't want to work, then, you know, it slowed progress down, but there was really nothing that could be done about it. But it gave us a little breather to get ourselves together and get back out there. As far as the advantage that we had as a small company, some of the larger companies, I guess, were impacted more financially. And I was called to do some additional work, mainly additional work at the water treatment plants, because some of the larger contractors had, in a sense, financially weren't not able to continue. And since I'm over here, I'm not big on debt. So when they called me, I'm like, yes, we can do it. And it opened doors, additional doors for us, because we were more prepared to take on more work. And because I never overburdened myself financially, I kind of stay away from the debt. And sometimes it's looked upon that if a company is larger, that they have more assets, but sometimes they just have access to more debt. And so when things like COVID and unforeseen things happen, sometimes your debt is cut off. And that could really handicap you. You just freeze, you know. But fortunate for me, it was not a problem. So we took on some additional work, actually.
What a blessing. What a blessing. How the situation with COVID-19, how that turned into definitely something positive for you and your business. And what you said about the issue with the larger companies, what that did to their business, which opened up many, many doors for you in your business. And that's definitely a note for others to take to even when you're thinking situations, you know, such as COVID-19 and just other situations that go and happen in business, that we look at it in the right perspective, and how something so difficult, which has been for some. And so I'm not at all trying to minimize what this has done, but very thankful that for many businesses it has helped as well. And so what an awesome journey for you and your business to have had the opportunity to take on other projects and other things without not having so much debt. And as you talked about, they had large debt, which, you know, in really thinking, you don't really think about it like that. You're thinking about a large company, but truly it is a large company with large debt. And so what an awesome thought to say for others tonight. So making sure you are taking this information to know that in difficult situations, things can still turn out for your good. And so if you're just now joining in, as I said, definitely have an amazing guest on tonight, Julie J.V. Brown. So if you would please like, share, and tag others in the Facebook Live. If you're watching from YouTube as well, hello to you. And again, thank you so much for sharing. Sharing is caring. And at the end of the show, your name will be put in a drawing so that you will be able to win a prize on tonight. So put shared in the comments. So shared. So if you have not, please take the time to share so that others as well can hear the amazing journey that this entrepreneur on tonight, that I am spotlighting on tonight. And with that, what are some of your challenges that you faced and overcome as an entrepreneur?
Well, one very obvious one is that I am a woman and I work in a man's world. Well, especially in the beginning, more and more women, are coming into the industry. But at the time that I first came in, it was very uncommon. Actually, in Mississippi, I was the first female state licensed residential builder, and that was in 2002. And I would think I never take things personally. I knew what I had a plan. I knew what I wanted to do. So I faced a lot of, I don't know what the word is. Attempts to intimidate me would probably be the best shot, but I dealt with that. I don't have a problem with saying what I need to say, but it was a very funny situation. And when I first started building in Mississippi, the land that we used, my mom was allowing somebody to rent the land, while nothing was going on with it to farm on. So I had contacted the gentleman and told him, I said, I will be back in 3 months and I will be building. So I'm just letting you know so you can make sure your crops are gone. And I got back and he hadn't done anything. He had no confidence in what I said to him. And I just had to chop down his corn. It was really pretty, but I had to do what I had to do. I had to come in and handle my business. But anyway, I didn't have any more problem out of him. He was very cooperative. And matter of fact, he helped me do some of the clearing after that. Other challenges I would say is cash flow. I think that's for everybody. I don't care if you're big, small, medium. Cash flow is a challenge, especially in construction. And taxes, being educated on how to make business decisions that will be advantageous to you as far as your taxes. I think that is probably one of the biggest things, I don't know, that I faced in the industry that I was in, but you have to have a strategy to reinvest. You can't just think you're going to start a business and make money and then after Sam's not going to be waiting on you. And that hurt my feelings after the first 2 years. So from that point on, I made all my decisions all year based on the tax repercussions. What if I do this? What is it going to do to me as far as my taxes? So I would tell anybody, if you're going to start a business, make sure you understand the type of business you're doing and what are the different tax ramifications for the way that you operate. Don't just go in spending all your money or you're going to really be paying. You're going to be paying. And then another issue was, the thought process of whether to, the process of reinvesting or taking on credit. A lot of people want to go in business and the first thing they're thinking about is where am I going to get a loan? And I think that getting a loan or borrowing money should be like well thought out, meaning you should come to the table with something. So I feel like, you should come to the table with something. Don't just come in thinking you shouldn't have to borrow money, buy your computer to this. I mean, for everything. When I think about borrowing money, it's for something that I know I'm going to produce wealth from, that I can draw back and pay that back. I don't want to have to carry it. It's not like I don't think it should be like a personal loan, but I can go all day about that. Insurance. Oh yeah, one big issue I have is, especially now that I've been in the industry coming up on 20 years, a lot of times I go places and people say, young lady, and it's hard for them to believe that I have the experience that I have. So a lot of times I'm looked over. I mean, in some cases, recent projects I've been on, I mean, I could be the only female in the meeting and I'm a big stakeholder, but they just don't acknowledge me. And I just go home and write my letters and document everything. And a few months later, they'll be acknowledging me. But that's just a process. You can't be all thin skinned and everything. You just got to be ready. That's all I got to say about that.
That is awesome. True words. You definitely have to be ready, and not take things personal, as you said, having thick skin, because truly in the industry that you are in, it is a male dominated, but you have done an amazing job in this journey Because when I first met you, of course, all I know about you is being in this particular industry, in construction and helping, and you have done an amazing job up until this point in the many decades that you have been doing it with the wealth of knowledge that you have. And as you said, cash flow definitely is the challenge, which is a challenge for, most business owners, some business owners, but you have done an amazing job of, having a strategy. And that's what I talk to clients about, having a strategy and being okay with pivoting and shifting and doing things differently. And sometimes we have to do things in a different way. And I love the way you said that, you go and write your letters. Before you said that you was a stakeholder, you had to make sure, because we have to be confident in what it is that we're doing and know what it is and value what you bring to the table. And as entrepreneurs, value your knowledge, value your business, value what you know, and be confident in what it is that you are doing. And the truly funny, which I could see you out there chopping down that man's corn that you just chopped down, but he definitely got it. You didn't have any problems, you said, after that.
He's my number one clearing man.
Right. Sometimes we have to just prove a point to others. They need another way to be able to get what it is that you're trying to say. So that is absolutely hilarious and funny that, but you have to do what it is that you have to do. So greetings, good evening all. Hi, Gail, my sister in love. God bless you all. Thank you so much for joining and being a part. Truly an amazing guest on tonight that I'm spotlighting, an entrepreneur who has done the construction industry for decades and have a wealth of knowledge of a lot of things and how to do that with investing and reinventing and reinvesting and strategies and all of those things that you need, and the challenges that she has faced, but she has definitely has overcome all of the challenges that she has been given. And you need to be able to do that. You need to be able to overcome challenges, whether you're in business or not in business, because who you are shows up whether or not you are an entrepreneur or not. And so if you're a person who the topic on tonight is easily get discouraged, when you are an entrepreneur, you'll be easily discouraged as well. If you are a person who is not very friendly or don't know how to get along with clients and customers, you're going to have those same issues as an entrepreneur. So a lot of the things we're wanting to do is create that personal development that you need so that you can be successful in what it is that you are doing. And with that, if you would take the time to please share, put shared in the comments so that your others that are on your timeline, your family, friends, that they can hear the information that is being provided tonight from the entrepreneur, the business owner, Julie J.B. Brown. So definitely, please take the time out to share. And again, put shared in the comments so that your name can go in the drawing for tonight. Because as I always say, sharing is caring. So don't keep the information to yourself. Maybe it's not something that you need, but somebody that's a friend or family may need that information. So share. And then tonight I'm talking about don't be easily discouraged. And so the other numbers that I'm going to give you, 3 and 4. So with 3 is talk to another business owner. One of the things that is so key is for us to network. Take the time to network and talk to someone else who is a business owner, as well as who's doing the actual job that you're doing or providing the service that you provide. Everyone needs a support system, a peer group, people that they can talk to. And entrepreneurship can be terribly lonely sometimes with it is what you're trying to do. But it is important to speak to others who have gone through similar things professionally. And just being an entrepreneur and just not giving up. And their testimony and journey can be very helpful to you as you are trying to get through and doing what it is that you're doing. You may even find it difficult to talk to your close friends about your entrepreneurship or family, because they may not understand what it is to be an entrepreneur. So everybody that you talk to, they just may not understand that. That's why it's key that you associate yourself, get with others, network with other peers who are entrepreneurs. And if you haven't ran a business themselves, they may have not ran a business themselves. That's why it's difficult, and they may not know about or how to help you. And if you do know people that have ran a business, seek out them, ask a question, ask them if you can take them to lunch, do something so that you can glean and get information from them, and make sure that you are associated with positive, like-minded people. There are so many social media network groups that provide information, free information, that can be very, very helpful. And you might think that that is a waste of time, but truly it's not. You definitely it can be helpful to you. You take the information that you receive, do your due diligence, and begin to do your research yourself. As Julie talked about, when she had that interview, she went and studied on construction. And so you have to do your part too as well. Don't always think someone is going to just provide you everything. Making sure that you're doing your due diligence, your research, making sure that you are putting in the work and taking out the time so that you can create change for what it is that you're trying to do. And that way you won't feel so overwhelmed and so stressed, because you have a group of people that you're connected with that can help you, that you can talk through some things with. And as I said, I'll be glad to help you too as well. As a business strategist, that's one of the things I love to do, is strategize. Have conversations about what it is that you're trying to do, and let's talk about it. Let's find ways where you can do some things different in your business. So know that networking is key. And finally, don't give up. Whatever you do, don't give up. You're working to build a successful business, and it is a journey. It definitely is a journey. And the same one, all successful entrepreneurs, everybody has gone through this journey, whether you are an entrepreneur, small business owner, sole proprietor, whatever it is that you're doing, somebody else is doing it as well. And so you don't want to give up. And undoubtedly, you'll face many challenges, and some of it may cause you to be discouraged. But your journey will, at times, it can provoke fear, doubt, and a host of other emotional reactions. But instead of feeling discouraged, give yourself credit for getting out of your comfort zone. And remember, you've been chosen to do something extraordinary. It takes courage to be an entrepreneur. It takes courage to move forward and be in a place that may make you feel uncomfortable. And fear and doubt are a natural part of this experience. And remember, you've chosen to do something extraordinary because you are extraordinary. And regardless, there's a normal part of trying to figure out what it is that you're trying to do that you don't know. And so embrace the problems that you might face. Don't take them personally. And every discouragement you overcome is the next successful step in building your business. So continue to move forward, believe in yourself, and don't give up. Whatever you do, don't give up. So in the comments, I want all of you all to put "don't give up." Don't give up in the comments. So the chat should be flowing with those words. Don't give up. Don't give up. And so with that information of just up, you don't want to give up. You don't want to give up. So I need to see it. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up coming through. And so, Julie, talk about now what it means to you and your business, and how you position yourself, position to pivot. What does that mean to you?
Means you have to analyze your situation sometime and fundamentally change the direction of your business. When you realize that what you're doing isn't working, you're not making any money, the market no longer needs you, competition has, come in and sucked you up in a sense. It's just being realistic. And like you said, don't give up, but you need to be in a position to pivot. I think that sometimes in business, we get caught up in our image. I got a business. I've never been, sometimes we're not really dealing with the reality that it's just not working, and it's supposed to make money. You're supposed to profit. You're not just supposed to borrow up a bunch of money that you can't pay back, and you're really not functioning. So a pivot is making a change, making a transition. I made a lot of pivots. I mean, when the home building got slow because the government funding for the program, I mean, even before that, there was a slow period. I pivoted to Hurricane Katrina. I worked on Hurricane Katrina as a consultant, and I left my business. I let somebody else, help me with the business because it was slow. I made me some money. I came back. I jumped back into it. I did what I had to do. And then later on, when the government slowed down, I had houses sitting that I couldn't sell because the program pays the buyer, not me. So I had to pay mortgages on houses until I could sell them. And then I pivoted again. I left. I even worked a job for a while. Still got the business going, of course, to keep the business going. But at the same time, I needed to make sure I was secure financially. So sometimes when I say reinvest, I mean, put your money back into your business, not into your pocket. Put it back into your business. Maybe you could do something else temporarily while the business recovers. Maybe you need to just change your direction like I did from residential to commercial. Even, I don't know, seeing the taxes as an issue, pivot to rental property along with your building to balance it out. I mean, if you know taxes, you know what I mean, but you just have to make changes, and you don't need to feel bad, and you don't need to be trying to front like you got it going on, and you can't sleep at night. That's just not nice. You need to be able to sleep at night.
Amen. Definitely need to be able to sleep at night. And you said some great things about knowing how and when to pivot. As Teresa said too as well, is so key. That is good, because you definitely have to know how and when to be able to do that. And with that being done, tell us some of the strategies that you use to reach early retirement.
Oh, my whole world is built around the word retirement. So that's been on my mind for a long time. So my strategy was to acquire real estate while I was in my hard working years, while I was going real hard. I mean, 66, up all dusty all day. I was having fun though. But anyway, while the flow is going, I acquired the real estate. And I built my own property. So I had, brand new properties that I had to pay for. And throughout my career, I held on to the fact that I need to retire and I need to pay off all my properties. And that's been my goal really for quite a while, because you have to realize that if you are self-employed, you are responsible for your own retirement plan. You don't have a job. No one's putting into your 401k. Nobody's matching it. None of that is happening. So you have to come up with your own plan, and you have to figure out how you're going to retire. And I can say a lot of my energy to go through some of the struggles that I went through was because I want to make sure that I'm secure in retirement, and I'm going to make sure I pay off everything that I purchased as a part of my retirement plan. And of course, I've always wanted to retire in a sense early. Now, I'm not ready to just not do anything, but I'm ready to throw in the towel on the construction. And it's a feeling that I can't describe. It's a joy deep down on the inside.
I see it all coming through the screen when you talk about that word retirement. That beautiful smile that you have, it just came forth for us to see it. But you said something that was definitely good, is putting a plan in place, being ready, having a plan for you to retire, during those years, putting things together and strategizing and pivoting so that when that time comes, that you have paid off all of your debt and things like that. So I think that's absolutely, again, awesome. And with that, some of the things you've already talked about your rental properties, what challenges have you faced as a landlord? Because a lot of times people are saying, well, I don't really want to do that because of, being a landlord. So can you provide some insight on that?
Well, if you all soft-hearted and everything, it may not be for you. But I've experienced it all. I have good tenants. I've had bad tenants. I've had a property just beat up, and late payments, non-payments, been to court, go to court, known in court, but I will take you to court. That is for sure, and get you out of my property. That's one thing I promise you that I will do. But I still hold on to my goal. I don't let it really bother me. I mean, sometimes my mom, she's like, these properties, these tenants. I'll be like, I said, they are paying for my retirement. It's going to be okay. I'm just going to deal with it. So it's not for everybody, but I'm a letter writer. I send my notice, even though I know all of them from my hometown. Be like, hey, you got to go. I love you, but it's okay. It's going to be all right.
Absolutely. Business is business. And we definitely, as we talked about before, don't take things personal. You have to do business. I mean, you can't, stay anywhere for free. And so you do have to take care of your responsibilities and your obligations. And you can't let emotions and personal things get in the way when you are doing business and not taking it personal, because it personally has, nothing to do with you. And so finally, Julie, with all of those things that you have going on, and you talked about, how do you balance your business endeavors, being a landlord, family, and self-care? How do you balance all of that?
Well, it's been a process. I mean, in the beginning, I was just a little workaholic and did a little wear and tear on my health and all of that. But in time, I think by the time I hit about 40, 42, I got a better approach on it. And one thing about me, I trust God to provide for me. So whether my business is functioning or not, I'm going to be provided for. That's just the way I feel. So I always, I'm able to keep a balance because I keep God as the source. And because I've been through so many things and I've seen him bring me out, I already know that's where my help is going to come from. I mean, it has never appeared that I would succeed in a lot of things that I did, but I did succeed. And I know that it was the hand of God. So I keep that. That's just my source. And, it's when you become dependent on the things that are unknowns that you're constantly stressing, and everything else is an unknown, really, especially in these days. Everything is an unknown. So there is no perfect plan you can make. You're not going to be able to figure it all out because you just never know what's going to happen. You could be, at a high point this week. You could be at a low point tomorrow. So you have to put your trust somewhere where it will pay off.
Sounds great. I definitely would put my trust in God and God alone. And as you said, he always makes a way. He brings you out, and that's just it for me. I have no other choice. And that is my choice. And that's to put God first and put my trust in God. Do have a question for you that came in the chat here is, what's your thought on the service of a property manager?
I don't have I think if that's what you need, then the service of a a property manager is good. But anyone you hire, you have to manage or keep an eye on. Fortunately for me, my property was in my hometown. I had my family around there. My mom be pretty mean, I had my brother, so I was able to manage. And then from afar, and I always went to my properties. I never showed up. So and then I'm in a rural area. It's totally different from. You have to know the codes and the requirements for your city and your state. Georgia versus Mississippi, totally different. I would not dare purchase a rental property in Georgia. I wouldn't. But you have to know the rules. If you need a property manager, then get a property manager, but have some way to monitor the performance of that property manager.
Most definitely. My mom would always say you have to check the checker. So you can't just leave your stuff out there. You definitely still have to be present in your things, as you're saying, even with a property manager. You got to watch and still look at your stuff, because ultimately it is yours. And I believe people are not going to handle your items and things the way you would handle the business and your items as well. So I'm going to do the last call for shared. If you would please share, put shared in the comments, because in a few moments we're going to do the wheel of names and for 2 prizes on tonight. So I want to make sure that your name is in the drawing. So put shared in the comments, and thank you in advance for sharing, because sharing is caring, which will also allow other people to hear this amazing information. It has been some great information on tonight. So share, and then tag others so that they can always go back after the show and be able to watch it as well during the replay. And again, thank you all so much to my Facebook Live audience, as well as YouTube and Live Manor Worldwide. So God is enlarging the territory of the Jafora Fox Show. Let's talk business. And I am so excited. To God be the glory. So grateful and thankful. All the glory absolutely belongs to God. And with that, Julie, thank you so much. It was such an honor to have you on tonight as a guest on the Jafora Fox Show. I definitely know Julie and as well, and have just watched her journey for decades, and has done an amazing job, you all, as an entrepreneur, as a person, as a woman of God, and family, and all of those things that she endeavors to do in the way that she allowed God to lead her and guide her in what she is doing in her, all of her endeavors. So again, Julie, thank you so very much. And before we jump to the wheel of names, just the last call for you to share and put shared in the comments so your information can be inputted. Julie, do you have any last encouragement or last minute things that you want to provide to the audience?
Absolutely. Gonna make it quick. I wrote this down so I can make it quick. First thing I would say is ask God to help you make decisions day to day. Don't go it on your own. I don't know, the future is more volatile than it's ever been. So maybe you didn't think you needed him before now, but you need him now. And operate with integrity. It will open doors for you. There's so many people that are looking for others that they can trust. I can't tell you how many opportunities I got just from somebody telling them that she pay her people on time all the time. And that just opened a door for me. Always know the net worth of your business and know your own personal net worth. I mean, you can't scale your business. You need to know your net worth of your business. Don't get confused. Always know when it's time to pivot, and don't let a perceived image cause you to fail. Don't try to impress people. Keep it real with yourself and with your family. Learn from people who have accomplished what you desire to accomplish. I'm very grateful for the mentors in the business that I'm in. And that's it.
Awesome. Some very, very good thoughts, encouragement, and suggestions for you all, as well as me taking that in too on tonight. Awesome. And so we are now ready for the wheel of names. Awesome. Congratulations, Miko. Congratulations. So, Miko, if you would please inbox me so that I can get your address and send you out that gift card. So inbox me your address so that I can send that gift card out to you. And congratulations. Congratulations, Dolores. Congratulations again to each and every one of you all. Dolores, if you would please again send me your address so that I can send that gift card to you. And thank you all so much. Congratulations to all of the winners, and know that the actual system picks all of the drawings, the winners. So and puts the person's name who's actually the winner of that drawing. So again, congratulations to each and every one of you all. And thank you all so much for being a part and joining in the Jafora Fox Show. Let's talk business. Thank you all in advance for sharing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, to you, Julie, thank you so much. You did an amazing job, awesome information, and so grateful and thankful to know you and to know all of the amazing things that you are doing. And God has so many, many more, as you know, great and mighty things in store for you. I know your retirement is going to be amazing because we reap what we sow, and you have definitely given out. And so it is all coming back to you 100-fold. And it truly is my prayer for you on tonight, that everything that you touch, that God will continue to bless you, give you favor in every endeavor and everything, and to your family, your mom, and everyone as well, just how you are an amazing daughter there, for your mom and taking care of your mom, which is an absolute blessing. So congratulations to all of the winners. Good night to you all. Good night. Good night. And thank you so much again. God bless.
Bye-bye.
Jafora Fox, let's talk business. And let's turn it up a notch. It's your time to shine with Jafora Fox. It's all coming together. Just keep your eyes on God.